be joined by Maureen Byrne in studio today because Maureen is basically a dog psychologist. Would that be right?
That's right, dog behaviourist.
Dog
psychologist.
Yeah. So we're looking for dogs with psychological problems, basically, and it kind of sounds funny, but I'm sure it's quite serious because it's dogs behaving badly, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Well, anything that causes the owner a problem, that the owner is worried about something the dog is doing, then it's a problem, no matter how trivial it might seem to somebody else.
And is this a company you've got Dogs Behaving Badly?
Dogs Behaving Badly.
And have you got a website and all that as well?
I have a website just about up and running, which is dogsbehavingbadly.ie. It'll be going live very soon.
Okay, so it's nearly there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maureen, and you set this up in 2002, and it's just dogs you do. Cats, because cats don't really behave badly. They just go off and do their own thing.
I don't know about that, but I would have no expertise in cats, but no, dogs are my specialist area.
And is there such thing as a bad dog?
I suppose there is. They're not born bad, but they're turned bad by their owners, sometimes intentionally, but most of the time not.
A bit like people, really, isn't
it? Very similar,
So we asked yesterday for people to get in touch with us if they had a dog that was behaving badly, and you're going to be also at the Pet Expo, which is on at the RDS on Friday and Saturday, and you're at the Ask the Expert session, so people can go along and talk there about that as well.
That's right, at 4:30 on Friday in Portage.
Now just this Pet Expo, which is on, am I right in saying people don't bring their pets to that?
No, they don't want members of the public bringing their pets because it would be carnage, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure, absolutely. I mean, I'm just thinking about that. It would be interesting, but I'd like to be on the balcony rather than down the centre of it all.
Fur would fly.
Okay, exactly. So, right, dogs behaving badly. From some of our listeners there yesterday, my dog's name is Ruby. She's a beautiful red Cocker Spaniel. We got her from the Galway Dog Pound at the end of May, so we don't know her history. When with us at home, there is only myself and my husband. She's a model pet, affectionate, house-trained and relatively obedient. However, if she sees another animal, be it a cat, dog, cow, horse, anything, she loses the plot completely and tries to attack them. That's from Sarah Byrne there. You were saying that's quite a serious problem that they need to get a bit of help with it. Yeah,
Sarah has a few problems there that are going to require some longer term help. It's not insurmountable, but she's going to need to get professional help, and if Sarah wants to contact the show, maybe afterwards I'll put her in the right direction for people over her side of the country.
Right.
But the dog, it's more than likely that the dog's problems have been caused by poor socialisation when she was a puppy, that she probably didn't get exposed to enough other living creatures when she was a pup, and they terrify her now, and her way of dealing with her terror is to come out fighting.
And is that why dogs bark a lot, because they're terrified?
In the vast majority of cases, most aggression is fear-based, and caused by a lack of familiarity with the thing that the dog is aggressive towards. So she will also have learned that by shouting and roaring at cows and cattle and cats and other people and dogs out on walks, that it works for her, that if she barks and shouts and roars at them, the owner takes her away from that problem, the cattle or sheep run away from her. So she's discovered it works, so it's a good, as far as she's concerned, it's a good way of getting rid of them.
And so what would you suggest? Would it be a situation where you get her to, over the months or whatever, familiarise herself with these animals?
Yeah, she needs to go back to basics really, and there's a process, a double process that should be used on her. One is systematic desensitisation, which is where you very gradually build up the dog's ability to be able to function and concentrate on the owner rather than be focusing too much on the other animals. And to teach her a bit of self-control and self-discipline, and then you would lead on whenever that is up and running correctly, you'd move on to counter-conditioning her, which means that you would reward her and treat her and make her feel nice in the presence of those animals, so she has a different, nicer, happy association with them.
Okay, so Sarah, hopefully that's a bit of a help. I have a problem with my cat, says Liv. She's 5 years old, and that's a cat. No, we're not doing cats.
Well, I tell you, I'm not, as I say, I'm not equipped to deal with cats, but I believe there's some great websites out there, including Vicky Hall's. In the UK, that's vickyhalls.net, or there's fabcats.org, which is another great helpful website, I'm told, by my cat expert friends.
Sorry about that, Liv, but it's just you specialise in dogs, right? Okay, from a worried Nana. Hello, Nana. My adult son has recently acquired a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. He and his partner have a 3-year-old child. Yeah, I'm just thinking Sky News, and you see some of these awful stories, don't you, with this? And the 3-year-old child is the light of my life. They are also expecting another baby in January. Every time I think of a new baby crawling around near a staff, my stomach turns over. Could your pet psychologist do one or other of two things for me? Either reassure me that this breed can be safe and in a young household, or convince my son how dangerous they are. So
I'm going to have to come down hard on one side of this argument here. Staffies and other fighting breeds, they were, amongst other things, bred to fight. But part of that process is that they had to be good with their human handlers.
Right.
And dogs that were aggressive towards humans were taken out of the equation altogether. Okay. So they've been bred for centuries to be good with humans. And in fact, the Staffordshire Bull Terrier has been known for centuries as the nanny dog. They're known to be fantastic with children. So in surveys done in America, I know the worried Nana there was saying that they're top of the list of this, that and the other. In fact, in surveys done in America, the dog that puts most people in hospital for bites is the Labrador. Yeah. And in a more recent survey, the dog breed most likely to find to be biting people is the Dachshund. Is the Dachshund. But I'm sure that Jack Russell didn't came fairly high up the list. But the Staffies are, I don't know if they even feature on the list. Now, I will say that all dogs have to be supervised around children. That goes without saying. Yeah,
you don't leave a 6-month-old baby crawling around
with any dog. With any dog. And to be quite honest with you, if he'd gone out and bought himself a West Highland Terrier, I'd be more worried than I would be about him having a Staffordshire.
So you're setting this Nana's mind at rest. Really.
I hope so.
I mean, obviously, at the very start here, you were saying that a bit like human beings, you know, people can determine the way the dog is going to behave. So, I mean, once you're happy with your son and his missus, his partner, I'm sure, you know, if they're nice people, I'm sure they will be looking after the stuff.
And she does say that the dog is very kindly towards the child. Exactly. So, you know, there's no reason to be worried.
But I mean, and the key to it is that, you know, a dog should not be, any animal really shouldn't be left
alone with the child. With any dog or any animal, as you say.
Okay, we've just time for one final one. Myself and my boyfriend have a pup aged 7 months called Baxter, who we adore. He's a black Labrador who we found abandoned when he was just 3 months old. We took him in. He does all sorts of doggy things, but 2 things I wondered about. He tries to open our bedroom door in the mornings by jumping up and pressing the handle down. He also bounces the ball himself off the ground. He sounds very talented, actually, and catches it sometimes, flings it against the front door in the mornings after we let him outside. I think he's looking for attention. He is. He's just showing off, I think.
I tell you, he sounds like a fabulous little puppy. What a fun-loving little guy. Wow. Well, I tell you, I'd be willing to put money on the fact that before, when he jumped up on the door and grabbed the handle, that he managed to open it. Yeah. I bet you it's worked for him at some stage before, and that's why he keeps trying. So if you keep the bedroom door locked, he will eventually give up. If he never succeeds again, he'll eventually give up.
Or you could get one of those roundy handles.
You could. That's a very good idea. Actually, I hadn't thought of that. And this catching the ball and bouncing the ball, fantastic. Wow, he's got a great interest in that ball, and that's very common in the working breeds, particularly the gun dog breeds. And I'd suggest to the owner of the dog, Catherine, that maybe think about taking up agility or fly ball or something to let the dog work and to really burn off that energy and to focus his energy on the ball.
Get him on the Late Late Show, the toy show,
exactly,
or YouTube. Fantastic. Just 2 quick ones have come in. My dog's having a phantom pregnancy. Any tips, and how long will it last? Is that true?
The phantom pregnancy is very distressing for bitches. I would say the quickest cure for that, if you never intend to breed from your bitch, and you shouldn't breed from your bitch if she's a pet, is to have her spayed. Right. Spaying and neutering is the way forward. Dogs and all dogs that are spayed and neutered live a longer, healthier life. Okay. So if you're not going to breed from them, which you shouldn't unless you know what you're doing, spay them and neuter them.
And people like yourself who come on the radio and talk about these, they always say that. So what is the process? Very simple. It's just you get onto your vet, say I want to have my dog spayed. Does it cost a lot of money, or what's the?
It depends really. You shop around between your vets, and also for people who are on benefits, you can go through the Dogs Trust scheme to get a very heavily subsidised neuter for your dog there. But it generally will improve behaviour in 90% of cases.
Okay, and there's one person who says the dog is obsessed with licking windows, a Kerry Blue Terrier.
Oh, that's unusual. You usually see that in Springers and Labradors. It's unusual now for the Kerry Blue. It's probably something to do with anxiety, maybe anxiety related, that it's found that this is its way of calming itself down from something that's worrying it. I wonder, is there a cat or something outside that's worrying the dog? Well, something like that it's sort of like, well,
of course it doesn't say whether she's licking the window from the inside or the outside.
It sounds like it's a pacifying thing, like a baby sucking his thumb. Right, okay, something like that.
Now, listen, thank you very much. And this Friday and Saturday you're going to be at the RDS at Pet Expo, giving the Ask the Experts advice on that, so that's going to be great, and thanks very much. And your sister, I believe, is celebrating a milestone birthday.
She is. My sister Jennifer was 40 yesterday, so happy birthday,
40! Jen. Imagine being 40. Oh, Jennifer, you poor thing. Is she okay? Yeah.
I think so. I think she's going to need a sedative after that.
Okay. Because it's when you're 39, it's just that thing where it goes 40.
Yeah, you just can't stop it.
And bits in your body starts changing and things start switching off. Your eyesight starts going, oh God, you poor
dear.
thing. Anyway, Jennifer, have a very happy celebration now that we've depressed you. Okay. Maureen, thanks very much. Thanks for being with us. Cheers.